but it's about forgiving yourself for being so critical and judgmental and hurtful to those things that you've done in the past and people that are around you. And then once that happens, the ego sort of sees that it really doesn't have any power to do anything beyond that, because the ego would rather, it's real big when it's judging and persecuting and putting everyone else down. It doesn't really look at itself except for comparing it to be better than something else.
Right.
So it gets real complicated, complex in that way. But once you, it's an easy step. Once you see the thoughts that are going through your head and the things that are bothering you and the things that are going on in the world and all that, and you come back into yourself and you just still can bring peace within yourself, no matter if they're dropping bombs around you and people are fighting and killing each other and there's a lot of hatred or whatever. If you can bring that peace within yourself, you're most courageous, and you have then now moved into another state of being. You've changed your state. And the biggest problem a lot of people have is their emotional state. And that's the thing, because when you're in that state, you want to be right. You're usually dead right. That's why we kill other people, because we think we're right. We're arguing and fighting and debating and doing all these things. And it's just letting all that stuff go, because there really isn't any right or wrong. Consciousness has an intelligence on its own, and it'll take you where you need to go. But it's all about letting down those guards and just letting it go and just saying, okay, you know what, that's what I'm observing right now, and it doesn't seem to make me too happy, and I'm not so proud about what I did or what I said. But, I'm a work in progress, and I'm trying the best that I can. And so then you go back into yourself and you work on it a little more and you work on it a little more, because really that's all you can do is work on yourself. And when you work on yourself, you take that power. And like Justin said, that energy is so powerful. It's the power of creation. There's no measurement of that kind of power that we can achieve in our lifetime. Thousands of megaton bombs or whatever the heck can go off. Warriors can fight millions of battles, but they never will have the power that you have when you go into yourself and you let everything go and you tap into that larger level of consciousness, that non-local consciousness that is available to everyone, except that we're stuck in our heads. And so just like everyone else, we're all working on it, but I believe we're coming to a place where more and more people are becoming aware that there is no way their ego, there's no way that they can solve the problems of, the banking system, the
mass
foreclosure.
awakening taking place.
Yeah, there'll be mass awakenings, and it's just letting go. And okay, you know what? I'm just letting go, and I'm just going to leave it up to whatever. And so when one door closes like that, this big door opens up, and there's so much light that comes through. And your state of mind that you think you can't change because you were born this way or you feel connected to it, changes in an instant, because now you're part of that higher intelligence, that higher self that knows. We're just children and we're all just learning. And we're just beginning to see that there's a world outside of this little world that we live in, and that we want things for our future, for our children, for the world to be a better place to live in. There's no hiding it.
Right. And the cool thing about it all is you are, believe it or not, you're evolving, even if you feel like you don't. Because if you weren't evolving, you'd be dead. That's our experience. We're here on this earth, and I believe we chose to be here, including yourself, if you don't even realize it yet. But we're chose to be here. We willfully choose to be here, and it's a journey of learning. And you mentioned the emotional system earlier, your emotional state, and I just want you to know how powerful that truly is, because it's your emotions that let you know if you're on the right path. If you're feeling negativity or you're feeling fear-based emotion, you're on the wrong path. But if you're feeling happiness, love, and joy, you're on the right path. So there couldn't be a better system designed to let you know. And that's really your emotional system. What we're going to do here is we just recorded our first 30-minute segment. Blog TV, they break it up into really 30-minute segments. So we're going to do another 30-minute segment, or get at least a good 20 minutes of conversation in here, finish our discussion. And then I want, if we do have any viewers, that have questions, I'd love to answer Q&A. And then we're going to cut to a video from Thomas Campbell. And I encourage everyone to, go to the
over the little piece of the earth or Jerusalem or the money system, whatever, and it's very emotional to people, and they've been killing each other for thousands and thousands of years, and I don't care how much they studied whatever they studied, if you can't control your emotional state, you have no wisdom. There's no real intelligence in that. So there's the sign right there, and why I tell you is because I had to learn it myself. You must control you must learn how to maintain your emotional state. The emotions are good and when they rise up in you for learning and understanding what you're all about and what's going on around you, and they help move you into a higher learning state of consciousness. If you use them for positive things to help say, I don't understand this, but you know what, my mission is maybe not so much to understand this, but to understand why is going on in me that I'm so angry about this, or that it makes me so irritable about this, or why, I can't cope with the things that are going on around me, whether it be a loss of a job, or your children being out of control, or you can't communicate with your husband or your wife, or, family issues and matters and things like that. We live on, a plane that until we learn to control our emotional state, we will continue to keep killing ourselves off. And so that's a key thing. So when you see your emotional state going up, say, okay, that's a measurement of telling me that I have to go, it's not bad, go back inside. If you need to cry, get it out of the way, get the storm over with, and then go start working on, that's the field where you work. And that's the gold mine. And so as you're discovering all these things, you're saying, wow, you know what? It's really me that I'm upset with because I feel powerless, or I feel things are out of control, or I feel like I'm going to lose something. And it's the ego that's going to pop up and puff itself up and say, no, it's the world outside of me, So it's very interesting because the world outside of us is getting really complicated, and it is